Hey, welcome again to another Kendra's Card Challenge Super Sponsor Inspiration Hop. My name is Tracy, and today I'm going to be featuring this adorable little cat from Whimsy Stamps. And here's a reminder of all the wonderful sponsors that sponsor Kendra's Card Challenge and all the great gifts that you receive when you win after entering into the Kendra's Card Challenge. Today I am going to be featuring, as I said, Whimsy Stamps, and I'm going to be doing sketch number 4. I just love how colorful she got these this quarter. And let me go ahead and get you zoomed in here a little bit. And we're going to be using some papers from Whimsy Stamps. I love these little papers. I ended up later cutting up the whole paper pad for card making. So I'm going to use this little cat who's got himself in a predicament in a bowl. And I'm going to be using the sort of teal colors here. And I already have my pieces cut out. So I like to kind of organize my stuff like that. Now, I didn't go cut the 6 pieces of paper. I like to do mine individually, so I do like to do one whole set, but then generally when I'm doing a video like this, I like to just cut them as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and what I'm going to end up doing is cutting this part off and gluing it onto something else. So I start to put the glue on, and then I realize I'm not working on one of my silicone mats. And I really do not want to get glue all over my my cutting mat. So I'm just going to put down this little silicone mat here so that I'm not worried about the glue, because with one of the steps that I do, there's a good chance that I would glue everything down. So I'm going to go ahead and put this strip on first, and I'm eyeballing it, okay? There's no precise measurement. I know that these strips will fit, and they are cut to the specifications. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the first strip in, because it's kind of centered on that left-hand corner. And so I'm going to put glue as far as I think it needs to go, and maybe a little farther, just to make sure that it gets totally glued down. And I'm using Barely Arts glue, and I like that because it does give me just a little bit of wiggle room. And then I'll take the second piece and I'll glue it where it's supposed to go. And here I can put the glue directly down. So I'll go ahead and get these pieces glued on. And while I'm doing that, I just wanted to tell you about Whimsy Stamps. First of all, they are our super sponsor, as I've mentioned. And the papers and the stamps that I'm using today are from Whimsy Stamps. And if you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge, it is a quarterly challenge where you can enter 3 times in the quarter. So once per month, you make all 15 cards out of 6 sheets of pattern paper in your stash, and you take a picture of them and then post them to Kendra's Card Challenge Facebook group. Now, this is a hop, so I hope that you'll all hop along with me, and I have a link to all the participants down below. It's just a hop playlist, so all you need to do is click it, and it'll take you directly to the playlist where you can visit everyone else. So now you saw me trim off that excess, and I'm going to take this other piece, and I want to say it's piece D, but I can't remember. And I'm going to set those other scraps aside because those are beautiful little scraps. I tend to keep a lot of scraps. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down, and then what I'll end up doing is then just trimming this whole portion off, because I'm going to be stamping on another kind of paper. So this is some accent opaque paper that I am gluing down to, but I'm going to stamp on Express It paper so I can color it with my alcohol markers. And let's get that sticky off my scissors here. Go ahead and trim that off. And there. I love this whole challenge this time, because there's a lot of really fun patterns to play with. So we'll go ahead and trim that off, and I'm just getting out the stamp that I'm going to stamp. But after I've trimmed it, I'm going to go ahead and outline, just make a line down my Express It paper so that I make sure I stamp my stamp in the proper spot. So go ahead and clip this off and move on to the next step. I could just have a bunch of those and white on the other side, and I'd be perfectly fine. Throw a sentiment on there. This is a giveaway hop, and there is an entry form down below, and all you need to do is just click the link and fill out the form for a chance to win a prize from Kendra. Okay, I'll just take my pencil and mark this. And I always have a heck of a time remembering all the things I need to tell you guys, so if I repeat myself, I do apologize. I want to make sure I don't miss something. And for those of you that know me, if I said something 2 minutes ago, doesn't mean I'm going to remember it now. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in my stamp platform because I'll probably want to stamp it more than once. I'll be stamping with Memento. And let me get this cumbersome thing out of my way here. And I'll just put this in the corner of my stamp platform. And I am working on a sticky mat there inside of my Misty. And I'm placing my stamp, making sure that there's, it's not just sitting on the floor, so to speak. It needs to be, we're going to ground this later. And go ahead and grab my Memento, and I'll stamp that once or twice. Okay, just making sure there's nothing in my way. Making sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Isn't that such a cute stamp? Now, it's no secret that I'm a huge cat lover, so Whimsy Stamps this time around let us pick what we wanted from their store. As a super sponsor, not only do they provide prizes for Kendra, for you to win, for Kendra to award you, but they also provide supplies for us. So I'm going to speed through the coloring, and I decided to make this an orange kitty because in my mind and in my historical memory, orange kitties seem to get into the most trouble. I think closely followed by probably Siamese, but he's definitely not a Siamese. So I'm just using a combination of my tri-blend marker. I've got one little Copic there, and I have like maybe 10 Copic markers, those little ones. And I'm gonna use two, I guess. I see a pink one and an orange one, and they're just the little chow sets, I think. I don't know. And then ohuhus. So I just went through and found the combinations because orange kitties are more yellow than anything, but so just wanted to make sure I got him fairly authentic, and all I'm doing is just basically dotting in color for his stripes because you can tell he's a furry kitty too because he's got a furry little tail. But the other thing is this cat's underwater. And we're gonna make sure that you know it pretty soon. We'll go ahead and color all his little toe beans pink and his little nose. And then I'll go ahead and get the stripes down on his little face. Poor kitty. And then I'm just going to paint the little fish or color the little fish. First filling in with the lightest color, then coming back with dark medium, and then filling it in again with the lightest. I'm, fairly new to Copic coloring, but now it's time to put them together. Isn't that cute? I love that. So I need to ground this because, I just don't want to have a floating bowl. But first, I'm going to take my Simon Hurley Clear Skies and water it down really good and color in my water so that you can see the cat appears to be underwater. So the thing I love about alcohol markers is that they don't move around with water, so I can paint right over this guy and it won't really even impact the color. Just maybe a little bit, just to kind of dull it, like appears to be inside the fish bowl with the water splashing out and the poor little fish. So that's easy. And then, all right, let's just kind of eyeball this again, see where we need our horizon or our table or our surface that Kitty's sitting on. And I'm going to go ahead and just mask off with a piece of mint tape. And I'm going to take Tropical Tango, I think. I think Clear Skies, and I think, no, Tropical Tango is going to go better with the paper we're using. And I'm very lightly coloring here, super light. Like you could hardly even see it here on camera. And then I'm just using my packaging to tap off. So now, you know, you've got the appearance that the fishbowl is sitting on something. And we'll go ahead and put this together. Now I do stamp this off camera. And I do stamp the inside of the card too, because the sentiments that come with this set are so adorable. So it's super easy to just glue that portion back on and then glue it down to a card base. But before I do that, I'm going to do some stamping. And I'm going to trim this, so it calls for covering a whole A2 size card, but I'm going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4, because I'm just kind of that kind of girl. I don't know. I like to have a border around. And so I'm going to glue this down to a turquoise matte layer, and then I'm going to glue that all down to another turquoise card base. I kind of struggle with that, thinking I want to do it on white, but then every time I put it on white, I'm just not happy with it. So I trim the matte layer down, and I'll go ahead and glue this base layer down to the matte layer. Okay, make sure it's all nice and even. I think we're good here. So I've gone ahead and off camera stamped Whoopsie on the front, and I saw that going so much differently. So cute. And I'm just going to take my white Posca pen and just highlight a few areas, and then this card will be done. So don't forget to visit along with the other hoppers, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you like what you see here, please think about giving me a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated by creators, and it's the one thing you can do that's absolutely free. I will have everything linked down below, including Kendra's card challenge, so that you can join along, and I hope you do sometime. And I put some little extra goofy look on his little face by adding little white eyes in there. But that's it for this card. I thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.